Good morning, everyone. My apologies for that mute and technical difficulty, but we are here and we are together now. And this morning, we're talking about it's not just a speck. If you're familiar with the word speck, it is used to usually reference something very small, insignificant, if you would, nothing of great value or nothing that's affected anyone in any great extent. And sometimes when we are forced to deal with circumstances that we did not prepare for, or ideas that we weren't able to think through clearly, or even situations which we wouldn't label as conducive in performing our best work, we think of a speck, something small. What could possibly come out of this? But today I want to focus and encourage you that it is no small speck. Today, we want to focus on the things that have been spectacular, the things that especially have come as a result of your effort and love, the things that you now specialize in as a result of what you've accomplished, and specifically, what specifically comes to mind has been realized and is to be celebrated because of your great effort. It's not just a speck. It is significant, and you are the reason it is significant. We start with spectacular. Spectacular is defined as to create a beautiful, dramatic, and eye-catching vantage point. It's when the picture that is now available is so wonderful that you can't turn away. It's delivered an image that wants to be always seen, always achieved, and always sought after. What you have done in this parental extension during this time especially has been spectacular. It is no small speck. You have created a great view of the future. The imagery of concern, doubt, or even worry about how we will go forward or what will be of this has been removed because of how spectacular your effort has been. You have created a wonderful view of the future, and that's because of your dedication to today. You have made your concern an image to be relied on. Many times, what confronts us is most concerning because we can't see it. We don't know what it would look like if it was success, or we've never had the opportunity to shine in this space. So we wonder, are we doing it right? Is it coming out right? Is this what it's supposed to resemble? I want to encourage you that your spectacular dedication, love, and concern has now created a great view of the future. You are now the image of what concern looks like, of making sure that the little people, the big people, and all the people in between know that they don't stand alone and that concern is here. What you've done, accomplished, and dedicated to has been spectacular. Especially, which as you can hear, also contains the word speck, but it's no small thing. Especially is defined as to a great extent or very much. There is no doubt in reviewing what you've done over this time that this has been especially wonderful. A great extent has been reached and committed to in every action, effort, and participation. So it's no small speck. Tomorrow's success, which we know is on the horizon, is an extension of today's commitment. You have been especially diligent in making sure that tomorrow arrives. You have been especially diligent in ensuring that they knew, that they'll always know, that success is never far away, and nothing you do, no matter how small, is insignificant. There is no question as to your impact. There is no question as to the extent and the impression that you have made. You have been especially endearing, especially dependable. You have been especially encouraging. And as a result, there has been no small speck, no thing which has been lost, no thing that wasn't impressionable. You have made the difference in something that could have fallen between the cracks and something that mended all the concerns. You have been especially gracious, especially present, and most of all, especially impactful. Specialized, because it's no small speck. Having to learn to be what you need to be while being asked to be is certainly an uncomfortable position. Given time to prepare, most feel that they can take on any challenge. But when the challenge is presented without any notice or out any lead time, and you still shine like a champion, we can only say that you must specialize in this. You have made it a habit of engaging in a particular way. How have you engaged? You've engaged in a way in which victories overwhelm defeats. I know you've wondered at times, how will we face this? How will we focus? How will we get them to where they need to be? Well, you are no small speck. You specialize now in the effort that it takes to be encouraging, in the focus that it takes to accomplish, and most of all, the presence that it takes to reaffirm that together, there's nothing we cannot do. You have made support a specialty. During this time, I think you would agree that we've had an opportunity to reset and to establish the things that truly matter most, to define what really is what we cannot live without, and to dismiss from our lives, our times, and our efforts anything that is depleting us and not giving us a return. You specialize in support. You have supported, undergirded, and built a foundation of trust, confidence, and love that makes this now your specialty. Don't ever think that it was just a speck when you smiled and said, "I'll be here." That it was a small thing when you squeezed the hand a little bit more to reinforce that we're going to do this together. You now specialize in support, and your specialties have made the difference to this current status and the future endeavors. You specialize. It's no small speck. It will now go on and on from here. When someone recognizes their specialty, it becomes the hub of which they build all future successes around. From now on, support will be something that they always look for, and they're always willing to give. You've created a culture of specializing in the things that mean most. That time is what you must value. That support is what you must lend. And that optimism in what we can do and dismissal of what we can't is our specialty. And so from here, from you, from the effort, generations will have a legacy of specializing in all of these things that have meant the world. It's no small speck to learn how to support and be consistent in it. It's no small speck to be someone that encourages, keeps together, and is always present. Your specialty is something that now will be duplicated, replicated, and always requested. You are no small speck. Your efforts are no small speck. And your impact is no small speck. You've made this a specialty. And as a result, everyone who is the benefactor feels special. Thank you for how you've ensured that they will be successful today, tomorrow, and in every future endeavor. Specifically, it's no small speck. You have made an opportunity that seemed quick and insignificant something that will never be forgotten. You specifically, which is defined as in a way that is exact, clear, or precise. You have given input in a way that will forever affect their success. Specifically, with no question and no miss, you have hit the target. You have found the formula and the remedy to exhume and exude accomplishment. You have made what looked difficult come across as easy. You've made the mountain appear to be a hill that we can easily conquer. You specifically have hit the target in such a way that now we know success is possible for all. You've hit the target of the most important things, which have set them up for success for all other things. Specifically, in a way that is exact and clear. The preciseness of your ability, of your presence, and your impact. Clear your mind of any doubt, because there is no speck. You have specifically identified what they needed to be encouraged, what they required to stay focused, and most of all, what was needed to continue to go forward. As I thought about all of you in preparation for today's training, I wondered, do you truly realize how impactful you've been? How the smallest things that you may have dismissed have made the world of difference? Have you taken the time to celebrate the small, consistent, but yet significant steps that you have used to surround everyone that depends on you during this time? As a parent, You're not always given an opportunity to prepare or to be learned, to study, or to be educated in the things that are required day in, day out to make your success. And yet, without prior notice, without having gotten a certificate, you've turned the small things, the things that most would be upset about, dismissive of, or even questioning what I could do with them. You have made those incredible. It is no small speck. It is spectacular. It is especially present. You now specialize and have specifically impacted. Do not dismiss any effort, any word, any encouragement, any work, any meal, any hug, any squeeze, any eyes, any sympathy. Nothing that you have done has been a small speck. Instead, you've been impactful. You've turned mountains into molehills, and you have left a lasting impression. So as always, I leave you with this quote. Excellence isn't about meeting the spec. It's about setting the spec. Excellence is not about have you measured up to what someone else perceived as what needed to be done. Rather, you have set the bar for what support looks like, for what encouragement sounds like, and for what success feels like. Nothing about you or your efforts have been a speck. And so because you are spectacular, we celebrate you. Because you have made such a difference, we set this time aside to focus on you and to encourage you not to stop. Because a world of difference has been made by your efforts. Thank you. And may you look at the little things as the foundation of the great things, because nothing you have done has been a speck. Have an incredible week. Continue to impact, and thank you for every effort. Have a wonderful remainder of the day.